How do you explain Kraft getting passed over again?
I cannot explain it. This is a way, way, way bigger snub than Belichick being passed over in his first try.
Yep.
0 for 14. And I said that I was not surprised about Bill only because of the same principle by which the baseball writers are keeping all the quote-unquote steroid cheaters out of the Baseball Hall of Fame. A Barry Bonds, a Roger Clemens, an A-Rod, a McGuire. I got that because Bill was the head coach involved in the two biggest cheating scandals in the history of the National Football League, obviously Spygate, Deflategate. And obviously, Robert Kraft was the owner presiding over those two teams. Yet, I look all the way back to the first time Robert Kraft was nominated for the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2013. His record in Super Bowls to that point was 5 appearances with 3 championships already. That was second best of all the owners already in the Hall of Fame in 2013. Eddie DeBartolo was 5 for 5, so he had him by a couple of wins, but it was Robert had 5 already with 3 wins. And he had already won the George Halas Award in 2011, voted upon by the Pro Football Writers for overcoming adversity because he'd lost his wife of almost 50 years, Myra, and then he had presided over, he'd been the driving force to end the lockout, you guys might remember, in 2011. Yep. He was the man behind the scenes. So he got rewarded by the writers for that. And now we fast forward to now, as you said, Kinsey, wait, 11 with 6 wins? And the next on the list is your man, Mr. Bolin in Denver, may he rest in peace. And he had what is he, 6 and 3? So it's 11 with 6 to 6 to 3. I mean, he's doubling up the second best owner of the 9 already in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So what are my theories on this besides the 2 cheating scandals? Okay, I'll throw this out there. I don't think these hold any water, but is it because Mr. Kraft is a longtime, very close friend of Donald Trump's since the 1990s, and he contributed heavily to the 2 presidential campaigns? Is that it? Or was it the incident that he had at the spa on the morning of the AFC Championship game in 2019 that went away? Or is it the millions of dollars that he has donated to charity, much of it going to charities in Israel? I can't imagine that's it, but I just throw out these as possible theories. And in the end, this is just 14 times wrong to me because he clearly belongs. And you do, Akib, you know him.
And it's crazy because Jerry didn't have to wait at all. DeBartolo, they said he waited 3 times. Like, damn, is he?
Okay, and Eddie DeBartolo was involved. I don't want to get into the details. It was a big political scandal in the state of Louisiana.
So it can't be what you're saying because DeBartolo in, right?
He's in.
I mean, DeBartolo wait 3 times. Jerry don't have to wait at all. And then he don't get
Jerry's 3 for 3. So 11 to 6,
like,
3
golly,
for 3.
you got to wait 14 years. Yeah. I don't get it, man. That's just crazy, man.
And by the way, your time around him, he's a good guy.
He's a great guy, man. He's a great guy. He take care of his players. He's around. I've been around owners where you don't even see these guys. Like, man, Mr. Kraft, he in the weight room with you. He invites small groups to the house. Like, I done been to his house 2-3 times with Mayo and Spikes. He a good guy, man. He's a great owner. You see what he did this year with the team. Like, he had to make a tough-ass decision, firing a guy he looked at like his son and bringing in a big dog. And it was another great decision by Mr. Kraft.
Yep.
He produced one of the best quarterback to play the game. His franchise, you know what I'm saying, produced that guy. So it's unexplainable, man. Like, what are these voters doing?
I personally believe that we're seeing the true colors of all of the voting. They are showing that they pick and choose when other stuff matters over the grass. Because I said it last week. So if we're holding whatever we holding against Coach Belichick, so that means Brady ain't getting in on his first try? Because he was the one who went to trial, right? Yeah. That was Brady. So I guarantee you that Brady don't have to wait.
Time in.
Like, that's what I'm saying. But T.O. got held out because he had beef with the with the media, but he had no off the field. Like he didn't do anything off the field. They just didn't like him in the media. So they're showing their true colors and they're stamping. You played. You know about this. Using the media during the time of the Patriots era of winning, it was kind of consensus. People were kind of tired of them winning. They was over it. It was always we hate the Patriots and this and this. All they doing is stamping that it's true. They just hated to see them win. They hated that time in their era because now when it's time to reward them for all the work they put in, this is what's happening. This is what we're getting from that, and they're picking and choosing, which is another reason why I say, and this is not a knock on the media, but media a lot of times, because I've dealt with media, and y'all been around me. I don't get nobody a hard time. I'm saying it, but I've had issues with media because they say stuff, I defend myself, and now we beefing. And now they put out an article writing this and this. It's like, this is why I say, if you want to eliminate all that, the players or the people in the Hall of Fame, the people that are in should vote who gets to come join us. Because it doesn't matter who Lieb had issues with, who you had issues with, who I had issues with. You're still going to say, that dude was a dog on the field. I might not like him, but he was a dog. So you say, okay, well, how do you do that? You just rotate them. If it's 50 voters, you send out, hey, this year you get to vote. But it's the people that are already in that room, let them vote. Because they're saying, okay, who's joining? You see Prime say it all the time. It's not the Hall of Really Good. It's the Hall of Fame. So if you let people like Prime, like Lee, he said when he was saying Prime is this, I'm not this. Okay, so if Prime and people like that, Sapp, and let them say, okay, yes, he's one of us. Bring him over here. That coach, he's one of them. Bring him over here. Because this can happen. This is like, clearly, we don't like Robert Kraft. We don't like Bill Belichick, so we're going to do it this way because there's no explanation for it. They can literally give no explanation why this is happening.
With Belichick, there's explanation because of the 2 cheating scandals. But with Kraft, 0 for 14 is now you've lost me.
Well, you have to. Well, you got to stamp that. When Brady comes up, the only way I believe that in a couple of years is when Brady come up, you keep him out too.
Okay.
Like that's the only way I'll believe that. You gotta prove that one to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I have the utmost respect for the Hall of Fame and the voters and the process, but now they're starting to show some cracks in the foundation. Like they're starting to lose some credibility with this one. And I think this is a shining example. 14 years in a row, he's not let in. He's had all these Super Bowl appearances. He's won 6 Super Bowls. You know, you can chop it up into by the decade. They were dominant for a decade. They kind of didn't get it done in a couple Super Bowls. Then they went on another dominant streak. Now he makes a big decision to fire Mayo last year. He brings in Vrabel. They got their quarterback, and now they're back in the Super Bowl. It's like a constant reminder of, these guys are great. I spent 10 years in the division playing against the Patriots and playing against Tom Brady. And I have so much respect for them because I got to see the greatness up close and personal. I got to see when we went up to New England and we were up by 21 points. And then you make one turnover, you make one mistake, and here come Brady and the Patriots roaring back. So I got a ton of respect for him. And I mean, these guys, Belichick, Kraft, these guys are first ballot Hall of Famers all day, every day. And the longer they make them wait to get in, the more credibility the Hall of Fame loses.
Okay.
And then you say,
go ahead.
And then you talk about this decade, then they tailor off, then this decade, then now, who's the common denominator?
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft. He built this shit from the ground.
Yeah.
Since he bought this franchise. So, man, he the common denominator in it. Like, it's just no explanation for it.
Can you argue that no owner should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame? There are 9 already in there. But what if, should you have a rule that none should be?
I mean, I think they should. Why shouldn't they?
Yeah,
like,
they should be, for sure.
If it's a category for a contributor, like, shit. How can I contribute more than being the owner of this franchise? You know what I'm saying?
They're the one calling the shots. They're making the hires. They're dictating, hey, we need to go in a new direction. Okay, we're going to fire the staff. We're going to go here.
Exactly.
And for them, they've been dominant for the last almost, over 2 decades. And so, I mean, their time's coming. I mean, Brady's coming up. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he doesn't go in the first ballot,
then it's over. Nobody don't want to go no more.
It's over.
If Tom won't get in first ballot, then everybody should just decline. Don't come knock on my door no more.
And to your point, Skip, yes, because these things have to be built up. Robert Kraft is a Patriots lifer. He was a Patriots guy.
He was.
So people, when you build stuff like the documentary on the Cowboys, you watch Jerry build all of that up to what it is. Robert Kraft, he was so tied into building this franchise. He didn't just buy the team right away. He bought the land around the stadium. Then he went, put in a bid to buy the stadium. Okay, and while I do that, I'm gonna try and buy the team. I got outbid, but I'm not done. I want that team. So then they tried to sell it and move it to St. Louis. I'm not leaving here. I'm staying. Like, look at all he did, bringing these people. He wasn't. And I've been on multiple teams. All owners are not active. They're not in the building and doing. He's active. He's there. He just said he been in his house multiple times. That ain't happening with these owners. So, yes, they should be, especially guys like him who are really building something to what it is.
All right. Now, to your point about letting those in the Hall of Fame vote for the new Hall of Famers, I agree to a point with it, but the problem might become is you wouldn't be selective enough, because I feel like just dealing with you guys on a regular basis, especially you, Akeem, you tend to just support everybody. Like I bring up Hall of Famers and you're like, yeah, he's in. Would it just open the floodgates of come one, come all? Because to Deion's point, and I've said this from the start, it's not the Hall of Very Good, it's the Hall of Fame, and it needs to be very selective. And there's going to be some fine lines where no, don't. And I always say, if I have to think about it for 1 second, you're not in the Hall of Fame. I don't have to think about Tom Brady. He's in the Hall of Fame. Unless you want to tell me he cheated twice and he should be bumped one time. He should be penalized one time. But that's what happened to Belichick. Belichick will be in next year. He got penalized for the 2 cheating scandals.
But regardless who voting, it's a certain amount of guys who go in, right? If they voting, they voting.
You can't vote for everybody.
You know what I'm saying? You can't vote for everybody because there's only a certain amount of guys who go in. So even if you want to put everybody in, it's going to be a list of 30 guys. You only could put 5 of these motherfuckers in. So it is what it is. That list ain't going to change.
And for me, this is just me. I grew up such a fan, really looking up to this sport and the players and people who came before me. I personally don't believe that you have to put people in every year.
Yeah, don't do that.
Sometimes it might come up where you you know what? These guys are phenomenal, but it's levels to this.
Yeah.
And I understand that it's the Hall of Fame and we got to put people in and all that, but every year it might not be people we put in.
Exactly.
Just because we don't. I just don't personally feel we don't have. If it ain't nobody put in, we just this year. This year we ain't got nobody, y'all. But next year we got these people coming up and did. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
We might.
I agree.
We don't just have to put people in the hall just because it's Hall of Fame coming up this year. Let's put people in.
And that's probably what Prime was saying. You know what I'm saying? We gotta put 5 guys in every year. So that turned into the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's some very good people in there right now who shouldn't be in that motherfucker.
I remember I had a conversation with Sap. When me and Sap had our back and forth, when I told them when I left Tampa, Sue came in, they immediately gave him my number. I said, I thought that was disrespectful. It happened that fast because I literally just left. Next to Sap and Leroy Selman, who you could say is a D tackle / but really a DN.
Yeah.
It was me. Nobody had done what I had done there. So to just give my number away. Yeah. So me and Sap, and then he got in the media and he was like, well, what did he do? And this is like my big brother. This is literally my mentor. And he said that publicly. So when we had a conversation, he said, G, I always told you, regardless of what we were to each other, I always told you I believed it was levels. When I say, what did you do? You have me, Brooks, Rondé, Lynch, Leroy Selman. Look at what everybody did at that time in Tampa. With all of those guys, all Hall of Famers. Those are the guys who don't have that nobody can wear their number. Okay, so when I'm looking at levels, I think you were phenomenal. But then there's us. And this is so when
Sap's not going to vote for you.
But what I'm saying is, and that's okay because if he's a first ballot D tackle, there's only been 5 of those 6 is coming up when AD come up.
Yeah.
So when he's thinking, I was a first ballot D tackle. There's only 5 of me in history. So he's looking at, that's who I am. It's not very many people who are up here with us. So when they're thinking about who we should put in, that's why they saying, we don't just have to put people in, because what we did is just like, it's rare to be in that building. So I was, I understand it. Like
it's going to be a high bar for owners to get in now. Robert Kraft waited 14 years.
He might be
He's
the
got
last one.
the best resume ever.
Yeah.
Like now, once he finally gets in, you're going to compare all owners up to him. I mean, no one's going to pass that bar.
Right.
Yeah, and if they win this weekend, and the franchise
if they win this
Super
weekend,
Bowl
they're-
wins of NFL history.
Because the rest of the hunt's already in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, so.
Yeah.
So let me say this about the 2 scandals of cheating, Spygate, Deflategate. Okay, so Bill did blatantly, openly tape the defensive signals against the rules. Do I think it's a huge deal? I don't, because everybody was doing it in small ways, shapes, and
Other
forms.
people
but
came out and said they tried it.
He got caught. He got caught because they were winning.
It's because Eric Mangini called him as he became the new head coach of the Jets, and they were about to play. And he said, Bill, I know you tape everybody. Don't tape me. I'm not going to stand for it. And Bill taped him that Sunday. And on Monday.
For real?
Yeah. On Monday,
Yeah, my daughter
Eric called the league office and said, I got the proof here. Because they were taping Bill's guy, taping them, and then taking it in at halftime and trying to decipher. Okay.
That's with the wrong guy.
So now here we come with Tom Brady. Again, I don't know why coaches have to wait only 1 year and players 5 years, but Brady will come up. And yet I can make the case that Tom benefited greatly from taping defensive signals because it benefited him first, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Deflategate, obviously, if you're deflating footballs because Tom prefers to throw a slightly underinflated football, that's going to benefit him. Do I hold that against Tom Brady? Not for 1 second do I. I don't have a vote, but if I did, I'm too outrageous. I'm a maverick, I'm too rebellious. But if I did have a vote, I would vote Tom in on the first ballot because he's just it, man. He's the greatest player ever, greatest quarterback ever.
So who are
obviously.
these guys who do have the votes though? Like,
And that's what leave. I'm with you.
What give them
Put
guys
their names out.
Yeah, what are their credentials? Like, all right, you get a Hall of Fame. Like, who the fuck are these guys?
Ira was one.
They need their own hall.
You know, Ira in Tampa, he's a Hall of Fame voter.
I used to beef with Ira so hard too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Now imagine that. Getting into it with Ira and he's a Hall of Fame voter.
I mean, we good
I would
now.
listen,
Yeah.
I don't know who these people. I was at the Super Bowl last year. I was walking through Radio Row, and I just signed or took a picture with some kids or something, and the guy walked to me. He's like, Gerald, you came out and you and Sue, y'all had a good, whatever. Tell me a little bit about him, how you feel about him. Do you think he's a Hall of Fame? I was like, heck yeah. First team All-Pro 4 times, all-decade, Rookie of the Year, all this other stuff. Super Bowls, And I'm breaking it down, and at the end of the conversation, he was like, I'm glad you did that because I'm a Hall of Fame voter and I got to make his case. I was talking to a random person. I've never seen this person before in my life. And he get a Hall of Fame vote. I'm like, who is this dude? I don't even know. If I walk in this door right now,
Skip?
I still wouldn't know who this dude
I don't know
was.
who still has votes, but I know Peter King has a vote, and he's very
I'm
smart.
good with Peter King too.
Okay, he's smart and he's fair.
Right.
And he's right.
What
Okay.
about Jeff? Jeff Legwood got one?
I don't know for
Pro.
sure.
I
You're
know he got an
Denver
All-Pro.
guy.
That's tough because
He
coming
might.
up, he told
Not
Torrey and Reggie Wayne they wasn't Hall of Famers. I'm like, damn.
Really?
Yeah, he said it on the interview the other day.
Okay.
But the whole Spygate, it was somebody recently, another coach, that said we all tried that.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah,
It was Jimmy who came out and said it right.
So I was scrolling the other day. It was another coach around that time. He said we all tried it. They just was the best at it.
Yeah.
Like they just won with it.
Yeah.
So whatever. Man.
Well, listen, guys, I sit on this couch with these boys a lot, and rarely do they ever all agree. This is a rare one. They've all decided that is wild that Robert Kraft did not get in the Hall of Fame. But let's move on because Pro Bowler Shador Sanders, new Pro Bowler,